judge that's brought in?
I don't know. We'll have to discuss that after today, after this meeting.
Judge for the carcass, for the swine carcass, because I'm gonna judge. Okay, for tomorrow. Yep. Done, checked off. That was just one of these moments.
Yep.
Coming into the ring is Class 1 of the breeding heifers. We have Michaela Hauk, Sarah Shipley, and Jasmine Wilborn. As a reminder, during COVID-19, we do have hand sanitizing stations around. We do have our signs. Please make sure you maintain your socially distance. The bathrooms are open in the 4-H building, so feel free to use those. Air conditioner is on there as well.
Evan stood me up.
Well, good morning. It's sure a pleasure to be here and get to work through your cattle and work with the young exhibitors today. Great way to start off our heifer show here in our purebred division. The young lady brings us a Shar Heifer that strikes you pretty hard when she comes into the ring. Just one that's built awfully good. Great in terms of her lines. Love that one's body shape. A really nice individual to win the class. I think it's a little closer in my mind between second and third here. I'm going to stick with the black heifer. I think this one is, you just read her, I think that this is one that from the groundwork up is built a little more correct, really good in terms of her foot placement, like the added bone and substance that she has. I think she's one that you get on the profile. She ties her neck into the top side of her shoulder a little higher. I like her a little better from hooks to pins. The young lady with the red heifer, the shorthorn going, fighting her a little bit. Here's one you really appreciate. This one's moderation, the added spring of rib that she has. I think going to be a real functional type of a cow as we project her down the road. Today she just doesn't have that overall look that we found in the two ahead of her. Very, very nice class and a great way to start the show.
Results from Class 1. Michaela Hauk first with a purple. Jasmine Wilborn second with a blue. Sarah Shipley third with a blue. Entering the ring will be Class 2 of the breeding heifers. Entering the ring right now is Isabel Inman, Cody Cobb, and Cash Bramer.
Another very nice class with just a trio. I think here as we sit back and analyze these three, I think there's good in all three of them, and fun, a lot of differences between the three. I guess I'm going to land on the cream heifer here. I think here's one that, as you just study this one's outline, I think that she does a lot of the things right for me. She's the best up to her front end, just really fresh and feminine. I think she's the boldest in terms of her rib shape, especially when you get right up on top of her and start talking about curvature to her rib. Just a very nice, complete one. If you're going to nitpick on her, maybe at times she just wants to set outside of her skeleton on her rear too, but that's being critical of a really nice heifer. The Baldy there in second, here's one that I like a lot of things about. I like this one's moderation in her body type, the way she puts that much mass onto her skeleton from a muscle standpoint. I think as you compare her to the heifer ahead of her, she just gets a little staler and crestier there about her neck, and she too could be changed out of her rear leg ever so slightly. And then we round out the class with the solid black heifer, one that is really good in terms of her build and her structure. One is you just put her on the side profile in comparison. She wants to get a little plainer about her front end and deeper in her chest, maybe just not as uniformed in her terms of her body depth, but a very, very nice functional heifer that the young lady should be proud of. Let's go ahead and give all those exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Results from Class 2, Cash Bramer first with a purple, Cody Cobb second with a blue, Isabel Inman third with a blue. We will now be bringing first and second from each of the classes back in for contention for Grand and Reserve Champion breeding heifers. From Class 1, we have Michaela Hauk showing animal 9,000. From Class 2, we have Cash Bramer showing animal 967G. The second place from Class 1 was Jasmine Wilborn, 55G BE. Second place from Class 2 is Cody Cobb, RDAR 9GLE.
Well, not the largest heifer show, but I think the quality at the top end of this show has been extremely good. I think there's 2 or 3 heifers out here that can go to a lot of county fairs and definitely be competitive. With that being said, I still think there's one out here that kind of just overwhelms her contemporaries and just being the right type in terms of type and kind and just balance and mass. The young lady with the purebred Shar will be your champion today.
Champion breeding heifer goes to Michaela Haug from Class 1. Coming in.
I think for as easy as kind of that decision was in my mind, I think second is just as easy. The young man with the cream heifer of the second class will be your reserve champion.
Reserve champion goes to Cash Bramer from the second class. The champion banner was sponsored by Tri-County Vet Services. The reserve champion banner was sponsored by F&B Bank, Fontenelle, Greenfield, and Messina. As a reminder, all photos will be taken at the backdrop after the show. All photos will be taken after the show at the backdrop. We'll now be starting the cow-calf part of the show. A couple changes in this first class of the cow-calf project. Dana Shire's exhibitor number is 287, and then Jasmine Wilborn's calf number is F023. F023. Entering the ring right now is Dana Shires. And Jasmine Wilborn.
a nice pair of cow calves here in our first class of the cow calf show. I'm going to go ahead and start with the black pair. I think as you just study these, I think this cow, the way she's built and her body type, is just going to allow for her to be a little more easy fleshing and stuff as we put them out on pasture and stuff and maintain her body condition. Very nice heifer calf at her side. I think a pair that just has a lot of good, and I think the ones that are versatile, whether you want to go into the show side or into production, the young ladies bring us a very good pair. Not taking anything away from the red baldy cow-calf pair here. I think one that, as you just study one, in terms of her build and her feet and legs, a cow that projects to offer a lot of longevity. I like that about her. Just one that I think is maybe you study her, one that puts a little more into her calf in terms of just milk production, one that's just a little bit harder in terms of her body shape from a fleshing standpoint, but I think one that is definitely going to be very, very profitable for the young lady by looks of it, just from one that's going to lay down, have a calf, and wean you off a big one every single year. Let's go ahead and congratulate those exhibitors.
Results from Class 1 of the cow-calf. First place, Dana Shires with a blue. Second place, Jasmine Wilborn with a blue. Entering the ring will be Class 2 of the cow-calf project. Sarah Shipley.
This pair of young ladies brings us a really nice short-horn cow-calf pair. 5-year-old white cow doing an outstanding job raising a really big stout March heifer calf at her side. I think the cow is just extremely functional and good in terms of her feet and legs. I think that you can see that's being transmitted down into her heifer calf. Very nice pair that'll be fun to see back out here and analyze versus our first class.
Results from Class 2, Sarah Shipley, first place with a blue. We will now bring in our first and second place from the Cow-Calf Project classes for contention for Grand and Reserve Cow-Calf Project. Entering the ring from Class 1 is Dana Shires. From Class 2, Sarah Shipley. And the second place from Class 1, Jasmine Wilborn.
Another nice division, a small division, but it's good to see that these kids enjoyed their project so much the first year that they wanted to bring them back and put in the dedication and stuff to get the calves at their side broke. I know that can be a challenging this time of the year. With that being said, as we get into the pairs, I think there's one that to me just logically kind of wins. One that's just really functional, easy fleshing, just you might say a little more my kind. And then it gets pretty close for reserve. I think two pairs that offer some trade-offs, and it's just give and take and where you put your preferences within them. With that being said, the young lady at the first class with the black pair is going to be our champion. And then, as I mentioned, there's some give and takes between the shorthorn cow-calf pair out of the second class and the red baldy out of the first class. As I mentioned, just subtle differences, both extremely good in terms of their feet and legs. One, I think, offers a little more in terms of just udder quality. The other one maybe offers a little more in terms of fleshing ability. I guess at the end of the day, I'm going to go with one that I think maybe looking long-term can be a little more productive and a little more profitable. I'm going to use the young lady's red baldy cow-calf pair out of the first class for reserve.
Results from cow-calf. Grand champion goes to Dana Shires from the first class, and reserve champion goes to Jasmine Wilborn from the second class. The champion banner was sponsored by Genetic Edge LLC, and the reserve champion banner was sponsored by Ralph and Joyce Neal. We'll move into our feeder calf class. Entering the ring is Dana Shires with 2 entries.
just a single class here of our feeder calves. I think a really nice pair. For me, I guess the one that just strikes me the hardest is going to be the young lady's Baldy Heifer calf here to win this division. I think as you just study one and project one out down the road, this one is awfully unique just in the terms of the way she's built to have that much rib shape and still be that flexible for this stage of the game. I think is awfully cool. The young lady's bull calf coming next. Here's one that's really good in terms of his feet and leg. Gives you a good look from the side. I like the depth of body he has. I think he's just a lot greener and more immature in his look today. He would just like to maybe fix him there in his forerib and stouten him up in terms of his muscle pattern for a bull calf. But extremely nice pair. Once again, let's go ahead and congratulate those two exhibitors.
Entering the ring right now is our bucket bottle calf, Nora Paul. Results from the feeder calf class: Dana Shires with calf 849, first with a purple, and she received grand champion. That banner was sponsored by Bomb Guards Incorporated. Second went to Dana Shires, calf 0000 with a blue, and that was reserve champion, and it was sponsored by Bella Vita Salon. After the bucket bottle calf class, the judge will go down and judge the advanced cattle feeder pen of 3 class, come back and give the results, and then we will start into the market beef classes. Again, after the bucket bottle calf, the judge will go down and judge the advanced cattle feeder pen of 3, come back and give the results, and then start on the lead market beef classes.
Just here in our bucket bottle calf, just a single entry. Young Miss Nora brings us Angus, a little bottle calf that was from a set of twins that she got to bottle feed. It seems like she learned a lot from her project and is really enjoying it. I think the big takeaway that I got from her was just the responsibility it takes to have a calf, not only just in your bucket bottle, but everywhere. I think that's a big contributing factor of why we all like the beef so much, is the responsibility and what it teaches the kids. Once again, let's give her a big round of applause as she makes her way out the ring.
Results from the bucket bottle class: Nora Paul first with a purple, and she also got champion bucket bottle calf, and that was sponsored by Brandon Salvage. Other events happening at the Adams County Fair. The dog show takes place at 1 o'clock in the southeast room of the 4-H building. And then tomorrow morning, the carcass results from the pig contest will be at noon at the locker.
In our pen show, Dylan brought us just a single entry. I think he has a pen of 3 heifers out there on the trailer. He told me they were April borns. It looks like they've gained extremely well for him. Really well conditioned for this state of the game and their weight. He did a very, very nice job, and it sounds like he learned quite a bit. Let's go ahead and congratulate him as well.
Champion Advanced Cattle Feeding pin goes to Dylan Stormer. We'll be moving into Class 1 of the Market Beef division. So exhibitors in Class 1, please bring your calves to the ring. Entering the ring for Class 1 of the Market Beef Division is Cody Cobb and Nora Lund.
A very good pair of steers here with some chrome on them. I think the steer that goes ahead and wins the class, one that's just overwhelming in terms of just the sheer power he has. I love this one in terms of his body shape and just the mass he sets to the ground on. Very, very nice steer to go ahead and win the class. And that's taken other way from the young man steer coming in second, because I think here's a steer that has some advantages over the class winner when you get your hands on him. He's a little fresher handling. I really like it, just his flexibility as he gets out on the lead in terms of using his lower joints appropriately. Here's just a steer that runs out of sheer power. I think you can study that one just from his head and neck all the way back. He's a little bit more refined than the steer that wins the drive.
Entering the ring right now is Class 2, Shay Wolf. Results from Class 1, Nora Lund with a purple. First place. Second, Cody Cobb with a blue.
single entry steer. I think here the young lady brings us just a really complete functional type of calf that just has all the attributes of a great fat steer in terms of feet and leg structure. Here's one that's big bodied and just really correct in his overall build. Let's go ahead and congratulate her as she makes her way out the ring.
Results from Class 2. Shea Wolf, first place with a blue. In the ring right now is Class 3, Ethan James and Tyler James.
I think a very close pairing in my mind between these two young men's steers. I guess for me, the one that suits me better today is going to be the young man's Brockle face steer there. I think here's one that just from an outline perspective, he's a little bit neater looking from the side. I think he's also a calf when you get right in behind him. Offers a little more turn down his top and is a bigger pin steer that just has a little more natural muscle shape in him. If you want to talk about one that's just really good and might be one of the better steers that we've had through the ring from a grading perspective, the young man steer here in second, I wouldn't argue is that he's the best handling one as far as being pretty close to his ideal endpoint, and I think just that added body and dimension that he has there through his center rib allows him to do that and put on that extra cover. As I mentioned, though, it just comes down to personal preference, and I guess for me, look and muscle is what I'm going to choose within this particular pair. Very nice pair. Let's go ahead and congratulate those two exhibitors.
First place, Tyler James with a blue. Second place, Ethan James with a blue.
They'll have this one that's coming in. Yep.
In the ring is Ada Lund with a registered market beef class entry.
Single entry here in our breed steer division, and I think this young lady steer could definitely hold up some competition within this division, one that you just lack a lot of things about from a completeness standpoint. Here's one that's really good in terms of his chest, one that handles good with a lot of just shape and turn. He's setting behind him a big pin steer. A fun one to analyze that'll be fun to see out here compared to our crossbreds.
Results from that class was Ada Lund first with a purple. We'll now be bringing in the first and second of each class for contention for Grand and Reserve Champion Market Beef. From the first class, we have Nora Lund. Second class, we have Shay Wolf. Third class, we have Tyler James. We would also like to recognize the rate of gain champion and reserve. Champion rate of gain went to Ethan James with a rate of gain of 3.48 daily gain. Reserve champion went to Tyler James with a 3.28 daily gain. Let's give those two boys a round of applause. After selection of the champion reserve champion market beef, we will want all of the exhibitors to come back in for the showmanship class. We will need the exhibitors without any animals to line up in your respective junior, intermediate, and senior divisions. Again, after we select the grand and reserve champion market beef, we will have all of the exhibitors back into the ring without animals and split into junior, intermediate, and senior divisions for the showmanship.
It's been a great show to sort through this county, Adams County. The exhibitors here, definitely a great bunch of kids. The class has been small, so I haven't just got to work, with them a ton because the classes are sorted pretty easily in my mind. But I think just the quality from top to bottom, and not only the kids but the livestock, has been extremely good. I guess here as of late, I've been kind of a big podcast guy. I get a lot of windshield time with my job, and they're always interviewing judges and people from all over the country. And the few takeaways that I've got from it is, one thing, when you're judging, never beat a good one. We can poke holes in everything, but make sure the good ones, you always get to the top. And the other thing is, as you're talking the last ones, and I hope I've been trying to do better myself, as you work down through them classes, every kid is going to bring you the best of their ability in terms of projects they have access to. So you got to just take the good and make sure that every kid goes noticed, for doing the best work that they can with their project for the circumstances they're given. I think the kids have all done a great job. As we get out here and just analyze our top lineup, there was 2 or 3 show that I consider real show steers come through. But these kids that have brought us other project, there are other steers that have won classes. Man, when you just talk about, great just cattle as far as function and feeding ability, these kids have done a great job and put the time and effort into them to get them right in terms of their condition and their finish and everything. So I just want to congratulate all the exhibitors for being such great sportsmen today. With that being said, as we get out here in our steer deal, as I mentioned, I think there's 2 or 3 in here, or 2 in here in contention for reserve or for champion, and then we bring our second place behind the champion in, and I think that's one that needs some look for the quality that he's going to possess as well. With that being said, I'll go out and we'll take one last look and get you a champion selected.
Grand champion market beef goes to Nora Lund from Class 1. Nora Lund, Class 1. So we will bring in the second place, Cody Cobb.
As I mentioned, for our champion, that steer just has all the extras in terms of look and just mass and build. You get your hands on him, super powerful. No, he's probably at his ideal end weight from a weight standpoint, but I know these kids, this isn't their end goal with these calves. I think as we bring our second place behind him, as I mentioned in class, That's a really fresh handling steer for where he's at in his end point, and I like his structure. I think it gets pretty close between him and the breed steer right ahead of him. I guess there's just subtle differences between them. I think, that second place steer is probably better on his feet and legs, a little bit fresher in terms of his handle. The breed steer, here's one that's really stout and rugged in his build. Big backed and big pinned. Maybe not quite as flexible as the ground as the other steer. So there's some trade-offs. With that being said, I'll go take one last look and get your reserve champion.
Reserve champion goes to Ada Lund from the registered market beef class. The champion market beef banner was sponsored by Southern Hills Veterinary Services. The reserve champion banner was sponsored by Preferred Properties. After the ring is cleared, all exhibitors please report back to the ring and line up in the junior, intermediate, and senior division for the showmanship classes. Be ready to talk to the judge and answer lots of questions. We would like to say a big thank you to the Adams County Fair sponsors and the Fair Trophy and Prizes sponsors. They are listed on the back of your program, so extend a big thank you to those individuals when you see them. Let's give a big round of applause for our beef superintendents, Craig Stockup and Tanner Lund. And let's show our appreciation for Troy Kane for coming to judge our show today. And let's give a big round of applause to all of our exhibitors for their abilities coming in and making the best of the county fair today. And last but not least, let's give the parents a round of applause, parents and the supporters. You guys do a great job supporting our youth here in Adams County. Thank you. Exhibitors, you can come on in. We'll have the juniors along the west side, the intermediates in the middle, and seniors closest to us. Make sure you line up socially distanced, please. Any other of the exhibitors that would like to be part of the showmanship, please come out to the ring. Otherwise, we'll get started.
I want to take this time, I guess I didn't do it before, to thank the Adams County, the youth coordinators and everybody for inviting me out. It's been a privilege to work with the kids and sort through. I will say this is one of the first ways I've ever done this for showmanship. Great way. As I mentioned, I grew up in eastern Iowa. Now I reside in Algona with my wife, Danielle, who's a vet up there. We do a lot of, at my place, we raise a lot of sheep and goats, I guess you might say, and I still have a cattle herd back home with my dad and little brother where we raise some heifers and stuff that are pretty competitive around the country at the national shows and state levels, and just enjoy the livestock deal in going out and just sorting every species. You guys did a fantastic job. I know when I got here, they're like, oh, we do showmanship at the end, and then you sit there, you get through the show, and you're like, oh boy, I didn't even write down any numbers, but with the show that we had, I recognize everybody and can about name exactly which calves you showed throughout the day. I'll start up here on the senior division, by far the deepest division, the most kids in it. I think the showmanship here was outstanding throughout the day with all you exhibitors. You guys did a great job, and just I want to congratulate you for that. Just a couple things that stuck out to me. I think the few of you that sorted your way to the top, as you came in the ring, you could tell who had been in the ring before and how to operate the ring as far as pulling them in and knowing to get up on the rail and circle around. The couple of you just did an outstanding job with that, and it takes that type of leadership within the ring to make sure the younger kids behind you are doing the job as well. With that being said, I guess the one that stuck out the best for me, just having their calf presented correctly every time, just having it set up and being a real leader in the ring. The young lady that showed our champion heifer will be your senior showman.
Champion senior showman goes to Michaela Hauk.
Like I said, the senior group, that was awfully competitive. I think all you young exhibitors did a great job. Then we did move down, not near as many intermediates, and we work our way down. I think within the intermediate deal, once again, one showman within that group really stood out about just knowing how to operate the ring, having their calf presented. The young man that had the reserve heifer will be your intermediate champion.
Intermediate champion goes to Cash Bramer.
And then our junior group, probably the most, differences in show style, and that's just the age difference and stuff. We had the young lady that had the bucket bottle calf, and then the young man, I know he showed a steer there in one of the heavier classes. Both did a phenomenal job. I think just knowledge of the project and what they were learned from it. The young lady with our bucket bottle calf will be your champion junior showman.
Junior showman goes to Nora Paul. Congratulations to all of our exhibitors for the fair this year. Let's give them one more round of applause. This concludes our beef show for the 2020 Adams County Fair. Thank you very much for coming. And photos will be taken